The best revenge on a neighbor? My neighbor Karen and I were natural enemies. I was a 20-something guy who sometimes played music a little too loud. She was a 50-something woman who was the president, secretary, and sole member of her imaginary homeowners association. She complained about everything. My guests parking too close to her driveway, the unruly height of my lawn, the suspicious nature of the delivery guy. Her greatest treasure, besides her perfectly manicured lawn, was her ridiculously pampered poodle, a dog named Princess Fluffybutt III. That dog was her entire personality. One Saturday, I was throwing a frisbee in my backyard with a friend. One bad throw, a gust of wind, and the frisbee landed squarely in her prize-winning rosebush, snapping a single flower. Karen was at my door in seconds. You would have thought I'd driven a tank through her living room. She screamed about wanton destruction of property and irreplaceable botanical specimens. It was a $5 rose from Home Depot. She threatened to sue and demanded I pay $300 for a professional horticulturalist to assess the emotional damage to the rest of the bush. I knew I was innocent. It was an accident. But there's no reasoning with a Karen on a mission. That night, fuming, I knew I had to get revenge. Not a mean revenge. A smart one. A petty one. I knew her greatest obsession was dog shows. She was constantly training Princess, convinced her dog was a champion in the making, destined for Westminster. That was my opening. I spent the next 2 hours on my laptop. I created a fake Facebook page for a fictional, ultra-prestigious event, the Golden Leash Grand National Championship. I designed a laughably pompous logo with eagles and diamond-studded collars. I wrote a description full of buzzwords like elite, pedigree, and invitation only. The grand prize? The President's Platinum Paw Trophy. The best part? I announced that the invitation-only competition would be held on the same day as our actual local town dog show, but at a secluded exclusive estate 300 miles away in rural Pennsylvania. Then I spent $5 on a targeted Facebook ad. My target audience, women, age 45 to 60, living within a 1-mile radius of my house with interests including poodle, dog shows, and complaint department. 2 days later, I saw it. Karen had shared the fake event page. Her post read, "So incredibly honored and humbled that Princess and I have been invited to the prestigious Golden Leash Grand National. Hard work pays off. Blessed, a champion, our poodle life." I had her. She took the bait. The morning of the competition, I set my alarm for 4 a.m. I made a cup of coffee and sat by my window. And there it was, the glorious sight. Karen, dressed in a ridiculous sparkly blazer, was loading Princess into her spotless white SUV. The car was packed with grooming kits, cages, and what looked like a personal wind machine for the dog. She had a look of fierce determination on her face. I watched as her SUV pulled out of the driveway and headed down the street on its 300-mile journey to a muddy field with nothing in it. I spent the rest of the day in blissful, beautiful silence. No complaints, no angry glares. It was a small, petty, perfectly executed victory in our neighborhood war, and it was worth every single cent of the $5 I spent on that Facebook ad.